Welcome to Lesson 9 of writing an academic essay from start to finish, where we're literally writing an essay together from start to finish. In our previous lesson, we talked about how to write a good essay introduction. In this lesson, writing body paragraphs, we're going to learn how to write a good body paragraph. We're going to go over the structure of a body paragraph, different types of evidence and how to expand on your ideas, and some linking words you can use to improve the flow of your body paragraph. We're also going to do a quick reflection activity at the end where we read through a body paragraph together. All right, it's time to write. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Your body paragraphs are the meat of your essay. This is because each point in your thesis statement gets its own full body paragraph. It's where you get to build and deliver your argument. And every body paragraph follows the same format. You can use the acronym PEAL to remember that format. Point, evidence, explanation, and link. Your point is your main point, and you get that from your thesis. It's actually like a mini thesis statement for your entire body paragraph. It could look something like this. Music has been shown to have a positive impact on memory. Okay, I know what this paragraph is going to be about. It's going to be about how music has a positive impact on memory. It's my argument, it's my point, it's what this whole paragraph is going to be about. After I've made my claim, or my point, I need to provide evidence to support my point. Here's an example. For instance, a study published in Cortex found that the hippocampus, a brain structure essential for forming long-term memories, becomes active in response to repeated musical patterns during listening. Here, I provided evidence through my research that music has a positive impact on memory. Then I need to provide an explanation for my evidence, where I connect my evidence to my point and my point back to my original thesis statement. Because essentially what I'm trying to prove here is that music is good for the brain by it having a positive impact on memory. Here's an example of an explanation. By stimulating the hippocampus, music enhances memory-related processes, such as better memorization, quicker learning, and improved problem-solving abilities, among various other cognitive skills. This suggests that listening to music can support overall brain health and performance. So in very simple terms, what I said here is that music has a positive impact on memory. How? Well, music affects hippocampus. Hippocampus affects memory. Memory is like having a good memory is good for the brain. And so music is good for the brain. One way to look at the difference between evidence and explanation is this. Let's say I was a lawyer in court and I was trying to prove that someone is guilty of committing murder. My point would be that the person is guilty. My evidence might be that we found their fingerprints at the scene. But do the fingerprints alone prove that they're guilty? No. And that's where my explanation comes in. Because they could have just been at the scene doing something else, not committing murder. So it's up to me to explain how my evidence proves that they're guilty. I hope this little analogy helps. Okay, and once I'm done with my points, my evidence, and my explanation, I can then link to my next point or my next paragraph. Here's an example. In addition to improving brain performance, music also plays a role in improving mental health. And my next point is going to be about mental health. And you just do this over and over for each body paragraph until you're done with all the points in your thesis statements. Now, let's look into each one of these in more depth. Your point, also known as a topic sentence, is the main idea of your paragraph. To write a good topic sentence, you want it to be clear and concise, as all good writing is. Now, where do you get your topic sentences from? You get them from your thesis statement. This is my thesis statement. Music is good for the brain because it improves memory, reduces anxiety, and boosts mood. As I mentioned in previous lessons, a thesis statement has three parts: your topic, your argument, and your points. Here my topic was music, my argument is that it was good for the brain, and my points are it improves memory, reduces anxiety, and boosts mood. And each one of these points is going to get its own body paragraph. And so for each one of these points, I need a topic sentence. Here are some examples. So for improves memory, I could say music has been shown to have a positive impact on memory. For reduces anxiety, I could say music also plays a significant role in reducing anxiety and stress. And for boosts mood, I could say, furthermore, music's ability to boost mood is another remarkable benefit. By reading these, you can clearly see what each paragraph is going to be about. And that's the whole point. They're like mini thesis statements for your paragraph. The evidence section of your body paragraph is where you provide support for your point. And your evidence can come in many forms depending on the topic and type of your essay. You can have textual evidence, which are specific quotes or paraphrases from your source material, like books, articles, etc. You could have factual evidence, like statistics or data, research findings. You can also use examples and illustrations, like real-world examples, case studies, or historical anecdotes. And finally, you can also use a personal anecdote, so your personal experiences that may be relevant to the argument that you're making. This is more commonly used in personal essays or speeches, though. But no matter what type of evidence you use, you want to make sure that it is from a credible source, which we spoke about in lesson 6. So you can go check that out if you're interested in more information about research and sources. And make sure you always cite your source as well. For more on that, lesson 7. Your explanation is the part of your essay where you get to shine. It's where you clarify any complex concepts, analyze your evidence, and connect it back to your overall point and your thesis statement. So for textual evidence, you might explain how the quote supports your claim. For factual evidence, you can highlight what the data or statistics show and then show how these trends and patterns are significant to your argument. For examples and illustrations, you might show how specific details connect back to your point. And for a personal anecdote, you would share how your experience relates to the argument that you're making. So when writing an explanation, you want to think about the kind of evidence you've chosen and how you can relate it back to the point that you've made. Let's do a quick reflection. Do you think the type of evidence that you choose has an effect on the delivery of your argument? Let me know in the comments. Finally, you can end off your body paragraph with a link. Your link is the concluding sentence of your paragraph, and it should connect either back to your thesis statement or to your next paragraph, preferably to your next paragraph. That way your essay will flow better. Let's look at some examples. So this is my thesis statement. These are my points. And I'm going to look at a link for each point. So my first paragraph will be about how music improves memory. So my link to the next paragraph would be something like, not only does music improve memory, but it also reduces anxiety, which is my next point right here. Now, my next point is a reduction in anxiety. So my link would be, with a reduction in anxiety comes a boost in mood. And my next point is a boost in mood. Now, I don't have any further points after boosts mood. So my linking statement here might look like, a better mood contributes to a healthier brain activity. So I connected it back to my thesis statement, because after that, I'm going to have my conclusion. It really helps to look back at your original point or your thesis statement to see if there are any connections that can be made. When you're writing your body paragraphs, you're going to want to use some linking words to improve the flow of your essay, and different linking words have different purposes. There are linking words that introduce examples, like, for example, for instance, specifically. There are linking words that connect between related ideas, like furthermore, additionally, in addition. And there are linking words that contrast ideas, like alternatively, conversely, in contrast. I won't read over all of them because that'll get really, really boring, but you can grab our free linking words PDF. The link is in the description below. Quick tip before we move on to our activity, you can also use AI to help you brainstorm different ways to phrase a sentence or an idea. Just make sure to put it in your own words at the end. All right, it's activity time. For this activity, we're going to do a body paragraph reflection. We're going to read through a body paragraph, identify the main parts of the paragraph, and then reflect on some of its strengths and weaknesses. Let's read. Okay, music has been shown to have a positive impact on memory. For instance, a study published in Cortex found that the hippocampus, a brain structure essential for forming long-term memories, becomes active in response to repeated musical patterns during listening. By stimulating the hippocampus, music enhances memory-related processes, such as better memorization, quicker learning, and improved problem-solving abilities, among various other cognitive skills. This suggests that listening to music can support overall brain health and performance. In addition to improving brain performance, music also plays a role in improving mental health. All right, let's break it down. So my point is that music has been shown to have a positive impact on memory, and it was taken directly from my thesis statement and expanded into a topic sentence. My evidence was an article from this journal called Cortex, so it was from a credible source. My explanation provided some reasoning for how my evidence proves my point, and my link connected to the next paragraph. Now let's look at some strengths and weaknesses. Oh, actually, before we do that, you can also always ask AI to generate a body paragraph for the same topic and then compare its body paragraph to yours. But always make sure to double check the evidence or provide it with the evidence that you wanted to build the body paragraph upon. All right, strengths and weaknesses. Here are some things that this body paragraph did well. First, it had a clear point, about the impact on memory. So you have a good topic sentence. Strong evidence, like we said, it was from a good source. Well-explained connection between music and cognitive functions. So we did a good explanation here. And it's relevant to the thesis and contributes to the overall argument, which is very important because that's where your entire essay is always heading back. Do thesis statement. It's like the North Star of your essay. For weaknesses, I think the explanation could have been better. It had good logic and flow, but the phrasing was vague. For example, I could have mentioned how better memorization, quicker learning, and improved problem-solving abilities come from stimulating the hippocampus. There is a hole in my argument, and it's pretty general. And if I wanted to enhance my evidence, I could have provided a secondary piece of evidence, like a case study, for example. But let me know what you think of this body paragraph in the comments. All right, you're all set to write your body paragraphs. In the next lesson, we're going to be covering conclusions, so make sure that all of your body paragraphs are ready before you go to the next lesson. And remember, you can always grab our complete writing an academic essay bundle. It includes all of the slides from this series and additional resources like the complete persuasive essay assignment and other helpful resources. You can also book a tutoring session for extra support. And the links to everything are in the description. I'm going to leave you to your body paragraphs. There's a lot of writing to do, and I will see you next time.